Hey aviation enthusiasts and history buffs, welcome back to Histories of Airliners, which is dedicated to preserving aviation history one aircraft at a time. Today we take another deep dive into the elegant and revolutionary Se-210 Caravelle in part 4 of a 4-part series. This isn't your average airplane video. We're going to explore some of the wonderfully preserved Caravelles that still exist today. Get ready for a journey through engineering marvels, aviation triumphs, and the enduring legacy of this iconic jetliner. The Caravel story begins in the late 1950s, a time when propeller-driven airliners dominated the skies. French aircraft manufacturer Sud Aviation dared to be different. They envisioned a sleek, efficient jet airliner for shorter routes. The result? The Se-210 Caravelle. The aircraft was a game-changer. It was the first short-haul, twin-engine jet airliner in the world. Its unique rear-mounted engines and innovative design made it remarkably quiet and fuel-efficient for its time. The Caravelle quickly gained popularity. Airlines around the world embraced its versatility, deploying it on everything from regional hops to luxurious business trips. From the bustling hubs of Europe to the exotic shores of Asia, the Caravelle became a familiar sight in the skies. Our first Caravelle of this video can be found in the old Gascony area of France near the city of Bordeaux. In 1970, the Luxembourgish airliner Luxair received this Caravelle as one of 3 Caravelles that they would operate. However, this was short-lived. By 1972, the aircraft had moved over to Switzerland, flying for SATA, which is an anagram seen here on screen that I will not try to pronounce. 3 years later, the aircraft was on the move again, this time back into the nation it was built in, France. The newest operator was an airline known as Cat Air, whose full name can be seen here at the bottom of the screen. Then later in 1975, the aircraft moved again to Air Inter and flew with them for just over a year. After a 2-year rest, the French Air Force took possession of this aircraft. Instead of using this aircraft as a personnel transport, this aircraft was chosen to perform flights allowing testing equipment and personnel in a microgravity environment. In other words, it was the French version of the Vomit Comet. One of our Italian-owned and operated Caravelles found itself in a unique place when it retired, outside of a furniture factory. This aircraft was first delivered to Alitalia in 1961, only 8 days after its first flight out of the Sud Aviation Toulouse factory. It would fly with Alitalia for 15 years before retiring in 1976. After being in storage for 22 years, the aircraft was disassembled and moved to the Rufa Mobilifico furniture factory and placed on high stilts next to that factory. Why this company placed a Sud Aviation Caravelle next to their factory to act as a billboard is unknown. Next time you're out plane spotting, but you get in the mood for good pizza, and traveling in the Abruzzo region of Italy, have I got the place for you. Another Air France jet in the beginning, with delivery taking place to France's largest airliner in 1966. 4 months later, the aircraft would go to the regional French airline Air Inter, who would fly the plane under lease until 1975. The aircraft was then in storage until 1982, when charter airline Alitalia Air took possession and flew it until 1985. Eventually, this aircraft would be converted into a pizza restaurant later in 1985 at an aviation park. However, this was shut down in 2002. The aircraft was disassembled again and moved to its current location at 7 Point and currently runs as a pizza and Italian food restaurant. We now go to the southern Finnish city of Turku for a Caravelle, while currently wearing Finnair colors, never actually flew for Finland's flag carrier. This aircraft was first delivered to SAS in 1962, about 2 weeks after its first flight. This aircraft's entire career was with SAS up until it was withdrawn from service in 1974. After this, it was put on display at the Swedish Air Force Museum facility that used to be at the Arlanda-Stockholm International Airport. However, that museum was closed in 2002, and this airplane was put into storage at that same airport until about 2023. It was at this time it was disassembled and put into a hangar at the Turku airport in southern Finland for restoration and repainting into Finnair colors. It was put on display at that airport sometime in early 2024. In the small village of Cialini, Italy, sits a lone and derelict Caravelle next to a small gazebo in a park. Like with others in this video, this aircraft started its paying career with the Italian flag carrier Alitalia. This career with a large airline would last from its delivery in the middle of 1964 to its transfer to its subsidiary airline Societat Aérea Mediterranea in 1974. Unfortunately, we have no pictures of this aircraft during this time period. 2 years later, in 1976, the aircraft would be returned for service with Alitalia. Retirement from paying service would arrive in 1978, and the aircraft would be placed in a small village park next to a gazebo to slowly corrode away and fall apart in the elements. In my search for preserved Caravelles, I have come across articles online stating that the following aircraft are still around, but my research cannot confirm their continued existence. This Caravelle started life with Royal Morocco Airlines in 1963 before going on to Middle East Airlines, then Air Alexandria Hispaniola Airways, before being impounded by the Cuban government for unknown reasons. The aircraft was put on display after the tail section had been removed and stored at the Cuba Expo facility south of Havana, at least until 2019, when records and pictures of this airplane stop. There have been 2 Caravelles in history with the Oscar Yankee Sierra Tango Delta registration. For both aircraft, while flying with this registration, they both flew with Sterling Airways. However, despite what some articles might say in print or online, I cannot find proof of their existence past 2023. One was used as a first responder trainer at the Kastrup International Airport in Denmark, and the other was last seen at the airstrip outside Todos Santos in the southern part of Baja California in Mexico, with its wings cut off after having been impounded for illegal activities by the federal Mexican authorities. This next aircraft flew for Sterling Airways, Air Inter, and Air Provence before being retired in 1998. At this point, it was made a first responder trainer at the Marseille-Provence airport. However, we cannot confirm the continued existence of this aircraft past 2017. There appears, on Google Maps, to be a Caravelle at the nearest airport near Franceville, Gabon. Otherwise, cannot confirm existence of this aircraft past 1987. This aircraft started with the Yugoslav Air Force before going into passenger operations with Aerotex, Europe Air Service, and then finally Corsair International. This aircraft started out with Sterling Airways, and that seems to be a running theme here, and then finished its career with Syrian Arab Airways at the Damascus International Airport in 1995. After that, the aircraft was put up for auction in 2003, but with no buyers, and it hasn't been seen since 2005. But time, as they say, waits for no plane. The Caravelle's reign eventually came to an end as newer, more advanced jetliners entered the scene. However, the impact it left on aviation was undeniable. Thankfully, the story doesn't end there. Thanks to the dedicated preservation efforts, a number of Caravelles have been saved from the scrapyard. These magnificent machines are now undergoing meticulous restoration, ensuring their legacy continues to inspire future generations. The Caravelle story isn't just about metal and rivets, it's about the people who flew it, maintained it, and continue to preserve its legacy. Their passion and dedication are a vital part of the Caravelle's story. This concludes part 4 of our 4-part series on the Sud Aviation SE210 Caravelle. We've explored the aircraft's revolutionary design, its impact on the jet age, and finally the remaining Caravelles that continue to inspire us today. These preserved aircraft serve as a reminder of the Caravelle's enduring legacy, a testament to a time when jet travel was new and exciting. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Caravelle history. We hope you've enjoyed learning about this remarkable aircraft, and we hope to see you in our next video. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. If you're a fan of these classic French jets, leave a comment below and tell us about your favorite aircraft. Don't forget to watch more of our videos for more aviation adventures. Check out our links at the end for more Caravelle-related videos. And if you wish, you can support us on Patreon or become a member of my YouTube channel by joining the channel's Coach Class membership level. Being either a Patreon or YouTube channel member will allow you the benefit of early viewing of new videos, and you'll get to help choose the next video. Patreon and YouTube channel membership allows greater support for this channel that will allow me to make improvements to this channel, like being able to visit distant aviation museums and incorporating better technology into our videos.